European football never slows down, and today's slate delivers exactly what fans crave: variety, intensity, and matchups shaped by history, ambition, and raw competitive fire. Across the continent, from the tactical battlegrounds of Italy to the emotionally charged clashes in Turkey, the footballing rhythm continues its relentless march. Every league, every cup tie, every derby brings a different style and a different emotional temperature, but they all demand the same thing: consistency, mental strength, and the ability to rise under pressure. That's the beauty of European football. No matter the nation or the competition, the game challenges teams to express their identity while adapting to the unpredictable nature of 90 minutes. And tonight's fixtures give us a window into how dramatically football styles can vary depending on the soil they are played on. This is Beyond the Box Score, where we break down every matchup with the precision of an analyst and the instinct of a seasoned bettor. And this slate offers everything, from structured Italian chess matches to rigid Spanish defensive contests, full-throttle championship battles, patient Portuguese technical duels, and a Turkish derby where the emotional temperature is always at boiling point. If you love a mix of tactics, passion, and pure unpredictability, you're in the right place. Now, as always, before we start, it's worth reminding everyone that supporting the channel keeps these daily breakdowns coming. Less than 25% of you watching are actually subscribed. If you find value in the analysis, if you enjoy the picks, and if you want to help the channel grow toward that 2,000 goal, right now sitting at 1160, hit that subscribe button. It takes 1 second and helps in a huge way. Starting in Italy, we get a classic cup encounter that highlights the contrast between top-flight structure and lower-tier hunger. Bologna meet Cremonese in a matchup where experience, squad depth, and tactical maturity naturally tilt the balance toward the home side. Bologna operate with the confidence of a team accustomed to handling Serie A tempo, knowing how to manage a match from start to finish through controlled possession and intelligent spacing. When they play at home, their passing rhythm sharpens, their defensive lines tighten, and their ability to dictate phases of play becomes noticeably stronger. That environment suits them perfectly in a knockout setting, where composure and execution matter more than flair. Cremonese, meanwhile, arrive with ambition and nothing to lose, which often makes teams dangerous in cup competitions. But as the match unfolds, the structural gap becomes more and more visible. Bologna's ability to build patiently from the back, circulate the ball with purpose, and turn small openings into high-quality chances slowly erodes the resistance of a visiting team forced to defend deeper and deeper. The weight of sustained pressure, especially against a Serie A caliber attack, often results in small defensive cracks that lead to goals. Bologna control the tempo, shut down counterattacks before they develop, and punish mistakes with clinical finishing. The outcome reflects that superiority: Bologna 2-0 Cremonese. A comfortable home win earned through professionalism rather than extravagance. 2 well-crafted finishes, a disciplined defensive performance, and clear command over the entire flow of the match. Moving to Spain, Rayo Vallecano vs Valencia presents a different kind of contest, one rooted in atmosphere, intensity, and tactical discipline. Few stadiums in La Liga deliver the raw, claustrophobic energy that Rayo's home ground generates. The stands are close, the supporters are relentless, and the playing environment becomes a pressure cooker the moment the whistle blows. Rayo thrive on that energy, pressing aggressively, closing passing lanes with ferocity, and forcing opponents into mistakes they wouldn't normally make. Valencia arrive as a team with technical pedigree and quality across the pitch, but playing at Vallecas demands emotional resilience in addition to tactical precision. The visitors must match Rayo stride for stride in defensive commitment while also finding the calmness required to unlock a team that crowds the middle of the pitch and disrupts rhythm. In a match defined by small margins, control becomes fragile and momentum flips quickly depending on who wins the small duels. It becomes the kind of matchup where one mistake, one defensive lapse, or one moment of attacking brilliance decides the result. Both sides defend with structure and discipline, which keeps scoring chances limited. But Rio's home advantage, its emotional surge, its familiarity with the pitch, its ability to feed off the crowd, proves just enough to tilt the balance. A single decisive strike becomes the difference maker, reflecting the cagey and tactical nature of the match. Final call. Rayo Vallecano 1-0 Valencia. A narrow but deserved home victory built on intensity, discipline, and absolute commitment in front of their supporters. Next, the English Championship brings its signature chaos with Birmingham vs Watford. The second tier of English football is known for unpredictability, physicality, and constant momentum swings, and this match embodies all of those characteristics. Birmingham thrive on the energy generated in their home stadium, where supporters elevate the urgency of their pressing and the speed of their transitions. They push forward with purpose, looking to stretch the pitch and force Watford into defensive adjustments they don't always handle comfortably. Watford, on the other hand, possess attacking weapons capable of punishing any slip in concentration. They carry individual talent and directness that constantly threaten to break open a match. And when two attack-minded championship squads collide, the match rarely stays quiet. Both teams trade chances, absorb pressure, and immediately counter with ambition, creating a fast-paced rhythm that tests defensive shape to its limits. Given their tendencies, expecting a match with goals is not speculation, it's pattern recognition. Defensive lines get stretched, midfield battles open space, and both sides are capable of scoring in multiple ways. The assessment holds. This is a fixture where goals should arrive, and the prediction mirrors that expectation. Birmingham capitalize on their home edge and do just enough to outscore a Watford side that doesn't leave without making the net ripple at least once. The prediction stands. Birmingham 2-1 Watford, with the total going above 2.5 goals. An attacking, entertaining encounter where the home team edges the final stretch. In Portugal, Braga travel to face Arouca in a match defined by contrasting motivations. Arouca defend home ground with survival in mind, organizing themselves compactly and looking for opportunities on the counterattack. Their approach is tactical necessity, a way to manage the threat of superior opponents without overextending. But Braga's quality shows as soon as the match settles. The visitors operate with a level of control, patience, and technical precision that comes from competing regularly at higher levels and carrying European experience. They dominate territory, maintain long periods of possession, and gradually create gaps in Arouca's defensive structure. Braga's organized back line prevents transitions, cutting off the few opportunities the hosts might generate. That combination, territorial control, defensive discipline, and efficient finishing, leads naturally to a result that matches the prediction. Final call. Arouca 0-2 Braga. A composed away victory where the visitors dictate every phase of the match, convert pressure into goals, and leave with a clean sheet that mirrors their tactical superiority. Finally, Turkey delivers one of the fiercest derbies in world football, Fenerbahce vs Galatasaray. These matches transcend the sport, carrying emotional, cultural, and historical weight that shapes the atmosphere long before kickoff. The tension is always palpable. Supporters demand not just effort but absolute devotion. And players feel the pressure in every duel, every challenge, every transition. Derbies of this magnitude often begin cautiously. Neither team wants to concede first because the emotional swing of going behind can tilt the entire match. So the opening phases become battles for territory and rhythm, with both sides trying to avoid mistakes while still searching for openings. But as the match develops and the stakes increase, attacking quality breaks through the tactical caution. Both teams carry enough offensive firepower to create chances regardless of pressure, and despite the tight nature of the contest, the expectation that both sides find the net feels justified. Once one team scores, the match opens further, increasing the likelihood of an equalizer rather than allowing control to shift entirely. The emotional balance of the derby leads toward a tight, competitive draw, neither side dominant enough to claim full control, both strong enough to respond when needed. Final prediction: Fenerbahce 1-1 Galatasaray. A result that reflects the rivalry's balance, intensity, and mutual respect, earned not through calm football, but through pure emotional battle. And that wraps up today's slate across Europe, a full range of tactical battles, emotional contests, and high-stakes encounters that show exactly why football remains unmatched as the world's game. If you enjoyed this in-depth breakdown and want elite daily predictions with real analysis, make sure you're subscribed. This is Beyond the Box Score, where every match has a story, and we tell it the way real fans and bettors want to hear it. Like the video, drop your predictions in the comments, and stay tuned for the next slate. Football never stops, and neither do we.